It's our summer 2023 new construction update part 2. Hey everybody, it's Alyson Wahl with Live South Denver, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. If you were here last week, you know we are diving right in midway into our new construction update. That was a lot more information than I expected. If you have caught us and didn't see last week, you can catch it right here, and I'll put it at the end for you so you can just catch up in a couple minutes. So last week we wrapped up in Aurora Highlands in Aurora. This week we're going to finish that Aurora area and then head into South Denver. We're starting this week with Dreamfinder Homes. Dreamfinder Homes is opening up Argenta in Aurora, which is just a little bit east of Lowry, a fantastic little area. Argenta is going to be luxury 3-story townhomes. The interesting thing about how they've designed these is they are calling them dual owner bedroom products. I think what they mean is that when they have at least 2 bedrooms, each of those 2 bedrooms will feel like primary suites. It'll be an ensuite bathroom with each of those bedrooms, and they'll be fairly large. So we've seen these in other products before, but instead of being a primary with 2 secondary bedrooms as a dominant layout, they're really orienting it toward 2 primary ensuites, and then there may be a secondary bedroom, or maybe it will be an office, or it'll be an alternative layout. They are heavily marketing this toward a dual primary suite layout. Also, each property comes with at least 1 balcony. Pricing wise, their quick move-in products are running right around $600,000, so this is a fantastic price point, especially to be near Lowry, because commuting just from Lowry into Cherry Creek is about a 12-ish, 15-minute drive, so this is probably another 8-ish minutes or so. You are certainly within a 20-minute drive of getting into Cherry Creek if that is an area that you're going to be working. Dreamfinder Homes also builds in Baseline in Broomfield, Sterling Ranch, and their Geos community in Arvada. The Geos community is so popular they have already sold out of phase 1 before they have built any models. They're already moving into phase 2. Now, getting over to this phase 1 community, I just took a client there. We were meeting and trying to figure out if this is a good fit for them, all that stuff. We're actually meeting in their tap room that's kind of right off the edge of the community where everybody goes to have their beer, have their food. You're coming off of a major intersection in Arvada. You drive through a small industrial park, then you find yourself at the tap room, and that is really the start of the community. It pushes back from there. But this community is going to be fairly large, all solar, really walkable, and it is proving itself to be very popular. There's just not a lot of new construction in Arvada. With that side note over, we are in Talon's Reach in Aurora. Lennar has some plans for Aurora. The Guilford Estates community is in coming soon status, and it is slated to be near Talon's Reach. This community is supposed to only have about 24 homes, and it will all be from Lennar's Grand Collection. For those of you that like Lennar, they do not have any other coming soon communities right in the Denver metro area, but they have 25 other active communities right now. Moving down to Parker, the much anticipated and newly renamed Tantera. The dirt is moving. The groundbreaking occurred in April. Right now, Chambers stops there, but eventually it is going to plow right through that community and connect on down the line. Tantera is supposed to be about 1,500 homes, have a new 31-acre community park. 108 acres of what is there is supposed to be open space, and then 15 other little pocket parks all plopped in and around all the homes that are going to be built. Given how long it takes to move dirt and put in infrastructure, I do not think we are going to see homes get sold and builder websites go up and have information for almost 3 years. I live right near Lyric by Shea, which we're going to talk about, and it's been an almost 3-year process from the time they got dirt movers in there to the fact that they are opening up. Details I'll give you in just a minute. So it takes a long time. So with the groundbreaking of Tantera just happening here in April of 2023, I think that we're going to be probably all the way to the end of 2025, early 2026 before we start to see homes available. All right, so if we're 3 years out from Tantera, what else is going on in Parker? Well, there is still a lot that is active. Trails at Crowfoot is still active. Looking Glass is definitely active. We've got several builders going and a couple more builders that are going to join. I've done a Looking Glass video. You can absolutely check that out. If you're one who likes to look way down the line and see what might possibly be coming, Taylor Morrison has their eye on a little spot off Motzenbacher. They want to build some single family homes and some alley load homes, so kind of a tighter little product over off where the Creekside Equestrian Center is. Taylor Morrison has also joined the Edge of Parker movement and has just opened up a collection in Elizabeth at Independence. All right, now heading over to Lone Tree, we have Shea and their Lyric community. The Tribute collection is opening up in June on the 24th, and in the next month in July, their Storytellers collection is coming online. Now, within a few months, they're also bringing on their partner builders so that they are also going to have homes closing early in the following year. Their partner builders include Infinity, which is a semi-custom home builder, certainly a higher price point, and then attached home product builders like Local and Thrive. Thrive is actually going to be all electric, and that includes electric heat. Most of us here are still used to furnaces with gas for our heating, but Thrive is doing some all electric products now too. Now, for those of us who have seen our gas bills get particularly high over these last cold winters this last year, some all electric might be a welcome option for some folks. I was at Shea's launch meeting for Lyric, and I have already shared with you all that the Tribute collection was going to have ADUs, accessory dwelling units, so those are available to rent out. You can use them for a parent, for a child, for homeschool, for an office, however you would like. The Storyteller collection is going to have ADU options within it as well. So this is really a unique community. Also, being over here right next to the light rail, it makes it very commuter friendly. That is, as we've talked about before, a very key feature to anything being built within the Ridgegate section of Lone Tree. High commuter friendliness. Something I've been told by one of my sales colleagues that I've not heard anywhere else yet, so a little insider information. There is going to be a ranch floor plan in here with a pop the top option. Also, haven't heard anywhere else, so more insider information, they're bringing this into the gallery collection at the Canyons in Castle Pines as well when they move into phase 2. Now, I am getting calls from local folks who know just how popular this Ridgegate area with Lyric is going to be, and they're asking about buying in as an investor. The challenge is Shea doesn't sell to investors. Sometimes they can't weed them out. Say if someone's coming in and buying cash, they try, they ask. If someone fibs on that, they can't necessarily keep them away. But if you're buying on a loan, there's really no way to get past those questions unless you commit loan fraud, because they're going to ask you, is this going to be your primary residence? And unless you're willing to just lie your way through so many documents, of which I really don't recommend you do, you aren't going to get past Shea's filters to get in there as an investor. It's going to have to be your primary residence. So it makes it tough, because even I agree that's a great place to be as an investor and rent out one of these properties, no matter what size, whether it's a smaller one with Local and Thrive or one of the fuller size homes. The tricky thing to keep in mind, if you did want to get a rental property, even if you house hacked it, you lived in it for a little while, or you bought it for a family member and then everyone moved out after the year, which makes it legal, and then rented it out. Renting out a home that has an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit, renting them out separately, that could get sticky. I would consult an attorney about that. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, enough about Lyric, even though it's the biggest, newest thing going. Let's move down to the south and the Canyons. And actually, Makanta is not farther south, but it has a Castle Rock address. And Makanta has really finished up their phase 1, other than a few straggling homes that need to be sold. And there is nothing left there until we get to phase 2. Lennar is sold out of phase 1. Taylor Morrison has sold out of phase 1 and has actually opened up phase 2. Toll Brothers sold out of phase 1 and no start time for phase 2. David Weekley is kind of straddling the fence between both phase 1 and phase 2. Still selling a few phase 1 homes, trying to get their phase 2 map and lots and homes ready. So here's the update there. Taylor Morrison offering a lot of financing incentives, both from the interest rate side and just the housing side. They're offering free basements right now. If you don't want the basement, you can take the money. I think because they're competing against themselves over at Looking Glass, sales are just kind of a bit of a challenge in this part of town. I mean, Looking Glass is like 6 minutes away, so they really are in competition with themselves in this market. So the incentives are pretty strong between the two locations. Toll Brothers, they really are sold out. They move slower. They consider themselves the luxury builder, and they don't want to be reducing their prices. Internally, phase 2 has been delayed like 5 times. Externally, they have delayed the release at least once, maybe twice now. They just don't have the lots ready. All that space was supposed to originally go to a custom builder. I even mentioned that custom builder when I first started talking about Makanta. There's not going to be a custom builder in there. All of those beautiful lots are going to Toll. So if you want those premium lots, you're gonna pay Toll's prices and build with Toll. They really are gorgeous, but just the transition of who owned them to who does now and the development, it's taking its time. David Weekley is changing things up, adding some new floor plans, building new models, getting the new lots ready and the new maps, but you don't have roads to the new lots. You can't get on them, you can't quite see them. They don't really quite have down the timing on when they're gonna release all of that yet and what it's gonna look like. The thing about David Weekley, they build a very nice home. I like them. I like Shay. I like David Weekley. I like Toll Brothers. But David Weekley's floor plans do not quite match the majesty, the nice, tall, big vaulted ceilings, open layout that you get with Toll Brothers or Shay. And they just launched some new floor plans, and I was really hoping that they were going to bring some of that in and kind of change things up a little bit. But what I saw when I was out with my clients the other day is that some of the new floor plans almost mirror some of the stuff that's already existing. So they did not quite give the refresh that I was hoping for. Now, one of the things I love about David Weekley is if you're on a walkout lot, when you go down to those basements, it is otherworldly down there. I think they have some of the best basements around. Now, a walkout basement on a home with 12-foot ceilings or 11-foot ceilings feels great no matter what, but I really do like theirs. So I am still a fan of David Weekley, but I wish they had a little bit more open layout on their main levels. And just as I headed into recording, I got word that there is a new David Weekley community coming into Monument. So if heading a little further south is not off the radar for you, could be another great option. The newest thing otherwise is Toll Brothers in Crystal Valley. They've had to change up some of what they're offering in Montaigne, so it wouldn't compete against what's going on in Crystal Valley. That collection over there, base prices are around $900. So by the time you add on the lot premiums, which are going to be fairly strong, fairly large, because those are roughly third acre lots, quarter acre lots in this community, along with all of the upgrades, you're probably going to be at minimum 1.1, and that's if you're a modest upgrader with Toll Brothers. All right, we're jumping to a new location. I've been trying to follow a nice path, but there's no way to get back up to Littleton. We're going to talk about Epic Homes. They were bought out by a company from California called New Home Co. Epic Homes we have loved. They've been a nice local semi-custom home builder. They have had the quirks of being a local home builder, but they have had a really good product, nice customer service throughout the process. They sold to this company in California. I have not had a client build with them yet, but with talking with staff, I understand that this larger company is going toward a more production type product. So we do not anticipate seeing the same semi-custom touches, the same customer service touches. It's going to be different. So New Home Co., not Epic, is building a community called Millstone in Columbine Valley, which is in the Littleton area. Columbine Valley is a little tiny enclave that does have its own municipality. It's not too far from Aspen Grove. It runs kind of just to the west of Santa Fe, right at roughly Santa Fe and Mineral. These houses will be 1,700 to 3,000 square feet. They'll have 3 car attached garages. That is a huge plus. The location is great, spot on over here, particularly if you want a fairly short commute to get over to the foothills and a nice commute into downtown. This cuts off quite a bit of that from being a little bit farther south into these deeper suburbs. Century Homes has added just a little bit new since the last update. They have brought on Alder Creek and Parker. These will be both single family homes and paired homes. These will be positioned right up against C470, so not the quietest spot, but Century Homes always delivers an affordable product. They also have broken ground on trails at Smoky Hill. This area will have mountain views, and it is out kind of east Aurora, not too far from the reservoir. Sprinkled across Denver is a local builder that does some really nice product. It is Cardell Homes. They have some paired homes in Ken Carroll and Parker. I would take the Ken Carroll area if it were my choice. Now, and I live in Parker, right? But I would still pick Ken Carroll. Their paired homes are low maintenance and they're right up against the Deer Creek Golf Course. So you get the foothills area, your west side of town. You've got a golf course nearby. You have no work you have to do on the outside of your house. Pretty premium lifestyle, and the base prices are in the 600s. They have some townhomes in Westminster, so they do have something a little up north. And then again here on the south side, they are doing some luxury single family homes, a set in Parker and a set in Morrison. The Morrison ones are coming soon, so the interest list is forming. Now listen up. Morrison is going to be the creme de la creme, the primary place of key interest. Why? Because again, it is on the foothills side of things. There is really a high level of interest for being on the west side of town. That is for people who live here and understand how nice it is to be able to jump into the mountains and play quickly, but also for anyone coming from out of state, particularly if they have the budget, that are coming here for Colorado lifestyle, right? Well, the easiest way to get that and still be in the metro area is to be on the west side of town. This Morrison location with Cardell is going to be roughly the southeast side of Highway 285 and C470. And just to give you a hint of the popularity for this area, there is really no other new construction over here except for Lennar and their Red Rocks Ranch. Now they have moved into phase 2, but Lennar sells the same floor plans pretty much everywhere across the entire city and Front Range. This little area that Lennar sells, most of those homes sell in bidding wars and are selling for $200,000 or $300,000 more than you would find them anywhere else across the Denver Front Range, maybe even more. And it all has to do with the location. The views from over here are spectacular, the commute into the foothills, and you're able to wrap around, usually to the north, to get into Golden or Boulder, which is really kind of far, but doable, or Denver, and beat a little bit of the traffic than if you were in some other areas. So incredibly popular. So if you have a $1+ million budget, want to be on the west side of town, want new construction, this should be on your radar. Phew, we covered a lot of ground in these 2 videos. If you want to chat about something in these, something you found on your own I didn't talk about, or just coming to Denver in general, please reach out. You know, I'm always up for a conversation. And I will see y'all next week.